You know, once upon a time, social media was a bit like our village pub. You'd wander in, see you was about, share a photo of your latest holiday, and maybe get into a spirited row about their football. It was messy, it was human, but crucially, it was social. Now, somewhere along the way, our pub was bulldozed and rebuilt as a casino, replacing pints with dopamine shots poured by algorithmic bartenders. And instead of chatting with friends, we slowly began to hunch over slot machines, hypnotised by reels that spun out AI-generated slop in almost industrial proportions. Now, for a while, our appetite for this slop was vast and primal, an instinct that kept us transfixed by ASMR, paint mixing videos, or influencers performing ever more bizarre stunts for likes. It was soothing, it was outrageous, and it was everywhere. Now, in a refreshing twist, it would seem that people are starting to slip quietly out the back door. Since peaking in 2022, time spent on social networks has actually begun to decline. Now, that's not dramatically or with a bang, but rather a slow, steady exhale. And I believe it's because the promise of connection was replaced by distraction, where every scroll, every tap and autoplay become a tiny tax on our attention. Now, thankfully, the absurdity may have come to an end, and people are slowly rediscovering the joy of actual conversations, or reading books, or playing pool, or seeing the world without feeling the need to live stream it. And this matters because it's not just about what we consume, but rather what we miss. Every hour spent online is an hour not spent talking to a friend or playing with your children or simply being present in the world. And for me, the irony is almost poetic. You know, the very platforms that promise to connect us ended up achieving the complete opposite. So, if they do want to keep calling themselves social, perhaps these platforms need to remember what the word actually means and stop farming slop for revenue. Because if they don't, well, people are already voting with their thumbs, and that's not by liking, that's by leaving.